We're live.
You're live. What's up, chat?
We're gonna go for see if we can break 18 minutes next time before something gives
Yeah.
camera or sound or
Internet, camera. Yeah, you never really know what you're gonna get with live.
something. That's true. I brought some things to talk about.
Okay.
Um,
This is Indieknot Unplugged,
yes.
where we talk about whatever we want to talk about, and there is no rules. Cannot pass go. Cannot collect $200.
Yeah.
We're going to
A
jail.
lawless place.
Yes.
I do feel terrible.
Chronic is very sick.
Recovering sick, but covered in poison oak. I feel like my body's attacking itself. I'm in a state of fight or flight. So if I'm very defensive or aggressive,
Is this
just know.
Is this our topic?
No, this is not our topic. This is just a warning.
You don't like being aggressive?
Very testy
Okay.
right now. So anyway, okay. So you might have seen this, but or not on Reddit, but it spiked my interest. I don't know if you've listened to Script Notes. I think you have.
Yeah.
And they do this thing where they have a topic that they find online or somebody sends to them, and they just talk about how it could turn into a story. We don't necessarily have to do that, but I just thought this was such a cool, weird thing, and I wanted to just hear what you thought about it in any regard.
Okay. So do you have the
I have
topic?
I'm going to read it right now.
Okay.
It's about smoking scorpions.
And this could be anything, or someone submits a topic and then you.
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
I just think this is. I just want to hear what you think about this.
Okay.
It's smoking scorpions to get high. Smoking scorpions to get high is a growing problem in South Asia. The high is said to be so powerful that it outstrips heroin and can last from 10 hours to 3 days. But the person spends the first 6 hours in pain while their body adjusts to the toxins, which can possibly lead to death.
Okay.
And there's a little image of a guy smoking a scorpion. I just think this is like the most metal thing I've ever heard. And it kind of lightly reminds me of Dune as well, which is also a movie about a really powerful drug.
Mm-hmm.
But the drug doesn't really function like a drug in that movie, although it is a drug, hallucinogenic. It also kind of reminded me of Crank, which is also kind of one of those movies where it's like a little bit of it is great, too much of it will kill you, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This just felt like a real life version of that.
You're good. We're live.
We're live.
You wanna do an appearance? We have a couple. Oh, no. We have a few listeners too.
Is it just us?
It's just us. We're just testing out our little live stream to see if it works. So yeah,
we've made it 3 minutes so far.
Yeah, doing good. But so is this an actual article?
This is a real thing.
This is a real thing. What does it go into depth of what happens to their scorpion influence? Do they want to like have process or?
That's a good question. Intrigued by not knowing more. I kind of wanted to let the imagination run wild and didn't really look into it anymore.
I love the idea because, like, I mean, there's a theory with psilocybin and the magic mushroom where there's not really any as of now there's not a scientific understanding why why you should be like what do you call it, the things that you're feeling, like are you getting poisoned or like why is there, because there's a lot of benefits to having magic mushrooms, and
why the
mind
mushroom
altering, but why the mushroom? And one of the ideas is
this is like a Joe Rogan topic. I love this.
Well, one of the what do you call it, not the hypothesis but the thesis. No, it's not a thesis. An idea is that it's supposed to the mushroom wants you to have more of it. It wants you to continue to like enjoy its existence. So you
cultivate
then
it.
make more of it,
Yeah.
and then it procreates through you wanting more of it.
Yeah.
So that's why my mind goes through the scorpion of like, maybe this is its natural selection of, there
Like
might be a day where someone snorts me.
the scorpions put us up to this.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then
I
we're
like
making
that.
a whole bunch of scorpions, and it's like it doesn't even have to do anything because it's like
It's being bred.
It's being bred.
The best food.
But it thought of it before us, which I love the idea with
That's pretty
going
cool.
back to shrooms, that it was the shrooms idea all along, that
Yeah.
it wasn't us that like accidentally had it and we're like, whoa, dude, fuck. But it was like shrooms being like, yes, have me, and you'll want more. Because
do you think
it wants
poppy seeds
oh yeah
came up with that too then, like heroin?
Well, like, I mean, there's like Lace chips or you can't have like a couple of Oreos too. Anything.
The Oreo plant came out with the Oreo to
I don't know, just anything where like you can't have there's a symbiosis relationship, symbiotic relationship. But yeah,
that's cool.
what do you think about a scorpion drug?
I just don't know. This is so wild to me that somebody who figured that out.
Well, humans are very curious creatures.
That somebody was just, I guess there's like the frog, the poison frog that you can kind of do that with.
And there's anything that moves, I'm assuming has been eaten by a human.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, oh, that might taste good.
Yeah. Let's try it.
You want to know something wild? I heard, so a cocktail, and this is going to be my go-to thing that I'm going to talk about in every first date. So bear with me, everybody. But do you know where cocktail became a thing? The word cocktail.
Oh, no.
No. So feel free to use this, everybody. But so it started at horses. Sometime so a horse tail would get really dirty when it's really long. And back in the day, and they still do this sometimes, which is I think unethical. But they would cut the horse tail because it would get dirty and they just didn't want to keep cleaning on it.
Yeah.
So they would cut the tail, and that cut tail,
but not poop, right? Because they lift it when they poop.
Well, exactly, but like it gets lift? Like dirt and just when it's long. It's a tail lift, yeah.
Little tail lift.
They do. It is.
I wonder if our tailbones go up a little bit.
It is
when we poop, like just out of the like evolutionary, just a remaining little.
It is fascinating to watch a horse just do anything. Honestly, poop and pee is just like, I mean, peeing like a racehorse really gets its name because it's like I can't stop looking because it's like it's just so much.
We just can't take our eyes off horses, no matter.
It's so much.
We're always looking.
Where's that all coming from? All that liquid just it's like, oh my god, dude.
Maybe it has like multiple bladders or something.
But anyways, yes. Okay. So the short tail looks like a cocktail. Then that's where, so they would call a horse with a short tail a cocktail because it looked like a chicken's tail.
Okay.
And then go into years later, even more unethical things. People are trying to sell their horses to whoever, farmers, racers, blah, blah, blah. And people need a horse that, has a lot of energy, has a lot of kick to it. And that's what people are looking in these auctions, of these horse auctions. And so people would put ginger and spices like peppers and stuff, and they would shove it in the horse's butt right before going into, this is very Joe Rogan too. I can't, I swear this is just,
he's probably covered this.
But they would shove ginger and peppers up the horse's butt right before the auction.
Oh no.
And then then when the horse is just like, what the
People
fuck?
eating the cocktail.
You're getting ahead of me.
Oh no.
But slightly no. But so yeah, the horse goes out, and then it's like, oh my god, there's freaking ginger in my ass. And then everyone's like, dude, that's the horse.
Oh, it would
That's
go faster because it.
Well, because it's like has peppers and spices, and it's like freaking out, and everyone's like, that horse is feisty. That's going to be a good race horse.
Wow.
And then okay, years later, so we have that.
It's got spicy butt.
And people are now mixing things into drinks because they want to have alcohol taste a little bit better.
Yeah.
So they decide like, oh, like, I mean, ginger makes things taste good, and a bit of peppers make things taste good. So when people were first experimenting with mixed drinks, they were using the same substances that they were using when they were shoving things.
The same guy.
I don't know. Maybe it's the same guy.
Farmer.
So that's why they call it a cocktail, because they were using ginger and peppers as their first mixed drinks stuff, and that was also the same ingredients that they would shove in a horse's ass in a horse's cocktail.
Wow.
Hence the name cocktail. So enjoy your cocktails, everyone.
Yeah.
I think that's like wild, like how like so many inhumane things along the way, and we don't like.
I mean,
never
we've done worse things to even horses than shove cocktails of spicy things up their butt.
It's just one of the many things that we've done, but
I just more pleasant things actually probably. In the
we've
grand
done
scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, man's second best friend. They're not even the second. They're not even the best friend. They don't even get that. That sucks, because I mean, they do all the work. What does the dog?
They've done a lot more for humans than dogs. What's cat? Is it cat? Like cat did probably the rank.
Like, it's like a
cat is like a roommate that you just have to have.
Well, I always see like the Egyptian like the god for a cat. Like I see a cat as more of like a god, where a dog is a servant.
Yeah. Well, cats domesticate themselves.
Yeah, that's also a thing, which is a great segue to the scorpion.
I think I don't have anything else to say about the scorpion, I guess. I just thought it was really metal. No, I was right. I wrote this weird sci-fi based on the Radium Girls. Have you heard about the Radium Girls?
No.
You probably have, but it's a pretty well-known thing. But when they didn't know what radiation did, and they had doing World War I or something, they had all these people, they had all these watches that would glow at night. So like the soldiers could see at night what time it was. And the way they would make it glow is they would put radium into the hands of the watch. And it was all these women working all these factories. And they would, I don't know if this was the watch or in some part, they would lip to get some tool to apply it. There's radium in their mouths. And then years later, there was all these photos of like people's cheekbones falling off and like all the teeth gone, and like bottom halves of people's faces, all these women's faces just coming off. And just this like really weird time in history where they put radium into everything. There's all these radium tinctures. They kept all these health benefits, but they realized it really didn't. And they were called, or maybe I came up with this, or maybe I heard it's radium runners or something. I don't know. Then I wrote this thing that was kind of based on that, and everyone was kind of obsessed with this radium drug, and it was the radium runners that were like poisoning this community. And I was like, when I heard about the scorpion thing, I was like, this would be really cool to put in there, like, like impoverished community resorting to smoking poisonous animals. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show that people will find anything just to get like a little bit high. like I just want some of that scorpion in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had other things written down. Let's see. Oh, you actually
on little film Facebook group that I'm in of Tyler Perry taking away, it was like an
800.
$800 million
Yeah.
studio project once he saw this AI do you know that, remember
Sora
the, yeah, the Sora AI film things where it just, you just type a
generator,
thing,
AI generator.
yeah, AI generator straight to film. And so he saw this,
Like the
and
video version to the normal image version that we are now almost everyone is familiar with. Sora is the video version of it.
yeah,
Right.
which I haven't played
I
around
haven't
with.
either, yeah.
But I mean, Tyler Perry thinks that he can do all of his films just with AI now. So he's taken out this $800 million contract,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, and taken out jobs. And he's like, even I read a little bit of the article, and he was like, yeah, I know, like, this is gonna really suck for like a lot of people. It's gonna take away a lot of jobs, but like, it's gonna make filmmaking so much more accessible and wider for anybody can now do a film. And I don't
I
know
don't
how
know
I
if
feel
that
about that.
I don't know if that's true
He was
either.
trying to make like an optimistic light
Yeah.
of like, you're a filmmaker and you're a
Well, I
filmmaker.
think regardless of what this means, I don't think Tyler Perry is necessarily to blame as somebody that hasn't looked into this that much, because the whole industry, it'll be incorporated inevitably, and
Yeah.
it's not like if he's going to compete, he'll as a big commercially focused filmmaker, he's going to have to use it. So it's like
Hmm.
whether he's to blame for this or not, to some degree, doesn't really matter. But I think the point is, it'll change a lot of things. The stock footage industry is pretty much instantly dead.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad I mean, I tried
I did too.
a few
Yeah.
times to get into stock footage. I have some good photos, people, and they
Somebody just bought something a drone video for $16, I think, the other day.
That's sick.
I'm up to like 32 lifetime
Oh,
earnings.
dang. Is that in black box?
Yeah.
Using black box?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just haven't gotten any bites, and it's all, I mean, I've tried studying into that, and it's all about like what's the trending word of that time, and
Yeah, and
trying
it's
to put your photo out in front at the exact time that
yeah.
that photo
Oh,
was
there was like a
being looked
timing
at.
window for
Mhm.
okay.
And then of course, like having 4K or having highest resolution
Yeah.
things like really bumps your stuff up. I never was able to get any bites on that, but it looks like I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't waste much
Look
time. Yeah.
look who's laughing now.
um, not me. I shouldn't be. Um,
I mean, I just don't understand where I mean, how it would necessarily that dramatic in like an actual movie, because I think people watch movies, or at least I do, for like the like character in there, the human
yeah.
element in it. I can't really like a B-roll like insert shot, but the movie never hinges on that.
And to
Like
his defense,
CGI,
I'm going,
like a CGI.
I've been dabbling with like AI images in the last few, I guess, just a month, where I just started, and it it brings some pretty cool things. And there's so much work, like there's a lot of work that is too small for me to want to give to someone else, but also too long for me to want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like now I can do it in the matter of like 8 to 10 seconds. I was having a discussion with this Dune video that we
Yeah.
put out today. I was
Happy
talking.
Dune Day.
Happy Dune Day, everybody. We'll be seeing it in a
Unless it's
couple
bad,
hours.
then
No, it's not going to be bad.
oh,
It's
okay.
not going to be bad. There's no option of it being bad. But I was talking to Connor about this, the other guy in the video, and he um originally I had the thumbnail. I just went on an AI generator and said um Dune, make a Dune poster and title it Dune Guy. And I just took like the first photo that came up just because I think it's
But it's
funny.
isn't it just the font? It
Well,
says
yeah,
Dune
I
Guy.
changed.
Oh,
I ended up changing it, but I in the first iteration I showed it to Connor and he was like, "Yeah, I love it. I don't think you should use like an AI image for the title, because like that should be like an actual artist should be doing something like a poster of that. Like I don't think we should promote like using
Connor's
AI.
is already anti-AI camp.
And I was like, for me, I was like, yeah, I mean, I just didn't want to do it. And it's like, it's not like I had money to, or nor did I, like, I knew I could make something, but I didn't want to do it myself, and I don't have the money to give an artist to do a stupid Dune poster for like a 2-minute throwaway video.
According to something you said the other day, maybe we should also be anti-AI, because you said maybe that's why everything is slowing, everything is striking, because maybe an executive is having the same thought. Although actually we know they are, because that's what the first strike was about.
Yeah. And that's, I think, and I was talking about this. I ended up changing the video because I think Connor does have a good point of like, it shouldn't be promoting for a piece of art, which I guess you can call what we do art. But so I ended up just using the Dune title for the thumbnail, which I think honestly gives more of a grab because it has that like Dune font. Than just, I mean, I just love the idea of what AI thinks anything is, because it's never what it actually is.
Like entertainment in itself.
And then like the freaking, like I told it to make a movie poster, so of course it had to like showcase the actors in it. It just made random names.
Made random people.
Yeah, it was like Chagomadi da Babadoo is in this movie,
and it's especially bad at spelling things.
It even
it's weird, because that should be like the easiest thing.
Yeah, and it even it had like a motto, like a poster motto, and it said, "He came, he saw, he conquer." That was on like, I was like, you can't make that up. You just can't.
Also, just doesn't really relate to.
No, it doesn't relate to Dune at all. He came, he saw, he conquer. And that was why, like, I didn't tell it to do that, but the fact that it decided, okay, Dune poster, that's what that is.
I got
you. Here's the first 4 right here coming up.
Wow.
But that's all I need. Like, for me, I find it so campy, and like I love the camp of the AI image, where that's why I'm using it. I'm never gonna be using it as of now for anything that I want a specific way. But like, you saw, I just did a storyboard for a music video where I used AI images just to kind of create a shot list. And that was pretty helpful, because like my storyboards are usually little stick figures. I'm a bad drawer. And I feel like, because this project is going to be done by someone in another state, so I got to send that out and talk with him image by image, and he gets to see the exact what is it a close-up, what is the camera movement, blah blah blah, all from the AI image. And like, that's not going to be used in the project, and it's not going to look anything like the AI image. It's just like the first reference photo. So I think there is a place for it, but I don't think it should never be the end result of any movie or any art that you make. I think it should be a start of it.
Well, the concept artists are mad that you said that.
I understand that. But like,
but no, you're right.
I'm totally gonna want to pay for someone to do that when I have the money to do so. But like right now, if like I'm doing like a short film that I'm funding myself, and I want,
you're not wrong, but the execs are thinking the same thing. Because
I know
$10,000 for like, imagine how much concept art is needed for like Dune. That's suddenly $100,000, and they're like, well, if I had more money, I would have done it.
If you want to make a Tyler Perry video, by all means. I think like he's a good example, because like he knows what he's doing, and he's really good at it. Like Tyler Perry, he makes like content that is movies, but he's found his niche.
I feel like he's like the YouTuber of movie
movies.
making.
Yeah, like but like people like it, and I like his stuff too, because it just fits. Like, it's just, that's his style. And I think AI image works really well for his style because it's so campy and not it's so absurdist. But I
Yeah.
can't see.
Well, I still don't really know how he would. I guess we'll find out in which exact ways it's going to be used. But
Yeah, I mean, he was saying like now I can do like
like,
a scene in the moon just by text. Like I just put text into a generator and now I can have a scene on the moon.
yeah, I guess even just as like a background, and then he can green screen somebody walking around on the moon or whatever, even for something like that. Yeah.
So there's that. I know it's gonna. And I talked to another one of my film like mentors about it, and just a couple days ago, and he was saying how it's like AI is not going away, and it's just, but it's also not going to take our jobs. Like the people that adapt in this industry are the people that make it. Like
Yeah.
there's so many, when digital came, when sound came, there's
Yeah.
so many different things that have continued to change the technology, and
Yeah,
the
I mean, when
people that
sound came, I almost threw in the towel.
yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, I
I
don't know how I'm
definitely
gonna do this.
I couldn't act anymore because no one wanted to hear my
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah, it was so nice just to like
And here
have
we
that little
are
text.
doing sound only sometimes.
Well, that we had to conquer our fear, and
Yeah.
I mean, we were
And
choosing
still
to
are.
adapt. Yeah, so very very much so. For every 26 minutes of
All
this.
right, I have another topic.
Okay.
Um, actually, something you said, or the exercise you did a while ago, which I just really love, which
Mm.
is the one where um, there's like a story when you're trying to help somebody figure out their story, and then you make them do it in a paragraph, say it in a paragraph, then say it in a sentence, and then say it in one word or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Just the thing about how to simplify things. And I've been struggling to write this sci-fi horror thing, and I'm always trying to like, I just couldn't get past this one part and couldn't figure it out. So I did. So I've been working on the like little pitch deck thing, which is like pretty much summarize the whole story into 3 sentences, kind of a thing.
Make it
And it,
sellable and like a in a package kind of thing.
yeah, just simplified the story, and that kind of helped me unlock a lot of things because I had to just condense everything into one line and kind of pick at those highlights, and kind of thinking of it in a way as in like, how would I tell the story in a bar to somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's drunk and very quickly bored?
Mm.
You have to just give them the highlights and just blast through those highlights. And so I've been thinking about that a lot, and then I was um, sending scripts back and forth with some other friends, and this question, which I think came up in film school for the first time, but it's totally like a great question to ask yourself, which is, why am I seeing this part of somebody's story right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why am I telling you, why are you telling me this
Yeah.
part? For example, if it's a serial killer and you're seeing the serial killer, if the story's about the serial killer murdering somebody, w- it better be a turning point in that murder career,
Mm.
or the first one or the last one or whatever. Um, because if I were to tell that story to somebody randomly in a bar, they'd be like, "Okay, great, but like, what? You know what? Why is this the one you're?"
Yeah, like, I mean, my out of seeing this person's story.
Yeah, or the next question would be, "Okay, tell me how he got caught." And then that's the more interesting part of this character to explore. You know, why not? Why am I hearing this? And I'm always running a trap myself, and I just
So
like to remember that.
why do you think? Well, I'll ask that question last, but let's do the workshop. Have you done it yourself? The like going a word workshop for the project?
No.
Okay. So let's do so it's it starts with a minute less. You have 1 minute, and I'll actually time you because this was in a like a lawyer summit filmed where lawyers were trying to help. They were trial lawyers, and they were trying to help convey their story of their verdict in a more concise way, and then also be a storyteller in the process. Because
Yeah.
if you're a better storyteller, you connect with the jury and you make more millions. That literally is something that one of them said, and I was like, I gotta leave. I can't do this anymore. Because I was like, oh yeah, making a story and like, yeah, you can connect with your victim, and he's like, then you'll make like $10 more million off that story if you make it like 2 minutes less. I was like, okay, but they had a good workshop. So yeah, so in 1 minute time, I'll time you. Share your story as much as you want to share. Try to
I mean,
be
we're
so
protected by
concise.
anonymity here, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care. I'll share whatever.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Go
on. When main character is Renee, when he sees something he shouldn't have seen, I'm trying to see how to phrase this. And Carissa has entered the space.
Do you want to go
Just pause
again?
it for a second. Yeah.
Well, you can't pause it. You'll have to go again.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No, we're just shooting the shit. There's no one.
There was time pressure, and I got distracted. But it's a hard exercise.
Yeah.
You can be there if you want.
Be part of it? Do you want to sit with us?
No, I want to listen.
Okay.
Can she listen?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Yannick has 1 minute to cut. Yannick has 1 minute to convey his short film story, starting now.
A struggling drug addict sees something living under the city. When he goes to warn his ex-girlfriend about the dangers of it, the city makes sure that that the public thinks what he saw was a hallucination, and because of the drugs, when he receives a threat from the city, he has the option to further endanger his life to get to the bottom of this thing the city's trying to uncover, at the expense of possibly his life and the life of his loved ones.
Okay, you did that in 50 seconds, and that's the example of what you don't say to a bored guy at a bar. But that's like that's the synopsis, because no people from what I think, people don't want to hear like the whole story. They want to get the bread and butter like right down. But so the exercise now goes to 30 seconds. So you have share that same exact everything that you shared, and it's not like talking faster, but it's like try to get all the beats that you can in 30 seconds. Starting now.
The city is trying to cover up a dirty secret. An unreliable, drug addicted guy discovers it, and is faced with the choice of risking his life at the chance of uncovering this dangerous truth.
That's great. It's exactly 30. Yeah. And we're getting somewhere. So now it is a sentence, and not timed, but it has to be like a period.
Log line, I guess.
Yeah.
A sentence. A junkie accidentally discovers a city's ugly secret, and is faced with a difficult choice.
I think, well, let's go. So that was your sentence, and then now from that sentence you got one word.
What is the point of the word?
The word,
because there's a word that thematically ties in, which is water.
I would say the word that
there's like a hook word, which would be like secret.
Essentially, you're trying to grab that word from what you have been talking about. From your story to your sentence.
Unreliable.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the one.
Yeah, and then so that now you have that word. You've like kind of chipped away to it.
Yeah.
And so in that log line, that sentence, it has to have that word.
Has to have that
Your
word.
whole theme right now.
Essentially, you can work yourself back up and just make it better.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's the idea. So because like in the freaking
That's
jury,
the exercise, right?
like they have 5 minutes realistically to talk about their case.
Yeah.
And they're going to use all that 5 minutes, but now they're going to be more concise and making sure that that word, that theme is always going to be repetitive in the jury's mind.
Right. I actually completely forgot the entire exercise except for that it shortens things.
Yeah. So well, I mean, yeah. So
now go back up.
Well, you don't have to go back up. I would say
just to the sentence.
Now that you have that one word, I mean, that's going to be the thing when you're talking to that guy in the bar.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to talk to that guy.
Well, okay, you're talking to the other guy. He's not. He's gone.
Yeah.
But you're talking to this other guy, new guy, 2 drinks in. You got to make
cocktails.
Yeah. It's a reference. You got to make sure that word is in your theme, and that's the word that he takes away when he talks to his friends. Like, I talked to this one guy who's like unreliable. He's so unreliable.
Be trusted.
But yeah, you got your log line, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want to go into, but the second question out of all this, you saying about why are we following his story? Yeah. So how does this one word relate to why we're following Renee's story?
Well, it's not why we're following his story. It's why we're following it. Why we're seeing this moment in his life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's the moment where he's most unreliable. It's at the peak of his drug addiction, where he's having the most struggles with. He's already been sober once, and he's pretty much about to rebound, maybe. So, as a source of somebody seeing something dangerous, he's the least believable right now, and that's in an ironic cosmic twist. Now is the moment for him to see something, to make an interesting story. So that's why we're seeing it. That's why in this part of his life he's seeing it. That's why. And we're seeing it. This part of his life, because it's the biggest moment of his life. He's seeing something that could end his life.
That's why we're watching him, and that's why we're watching him at this moment.
Yeah, the story is about the most difficult decision of his life.
Yeah.
Well,
that's cool. I mean, in bare bones, when you do that exercise, and then when you try to put it up back into like the 2 minutes, you're putting in the humanity of the story. Like you're breaking it down to why are people connecting to this? Because like I can connect to someone, like people not believing me and wanting people to believe in me, and a lot of the audience can connect with that with so much. And that's when you're talking to that one guy in the bar, or the one guy.
My client was sober.
But like, I mean, you just never know who you're talking to. And
they have to connect instantly.
They have to connect instantly with that sentence. And so making sure that that sentence has that humanity into it.
Correct. Carissa, did you connect instantly?
Yes.
Oh, see what
there we go.
You're running the thing.
Oh, do I have to be?
No, you don't have to be. You can sit right here. Or lighting. Well, we made it 40. Yeah. Come in. We made it 40 minutes. That's pretty good.
Did you do the exercise?
I didn't. No.
Should we do it for you?
Yeah.
We can
do you want to do Scat Man?
Oh my god, I could do Scat Man. I think that's. I think I have it like down to a T on the other script I'm working on.
Or well, why don't we do that one? Because
I have it. I think Scatman would be better because because it's less fresh.
I think we have done it for your other one too, actually.
Yeah. Not on the pod, but it's definitely been done. All
right.
That's Scatman.
Scatman. What?
You give me.
I'm gonna time you.
What's YouTube say? Chat. What do you say? Respond.
So do you want to chat?
What's chat?
This exercise. No, I'm just kidding.
This exercise. Here, take this phone.
Oh.
Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a listener.
I don't even know.
Oh, why did I just pull up the calculator?
I always
on?
do that when I'm doing the timer. It's my go-to thing. Okay, Scatman,
Okay.
let me get back into it.
I typed in Indieknot and it auto-corrected to indie K-pop.
You mean indie K-pop?
I'll take second to indie K-pop.
Yeah, I think we'll take those people. I
Not
do.
subscribed.
Oh, it says it's
Very
live.
good.
Someone liked that we're live. Oh no, that's
Oh,
8 days ago. Oh, 2 people liked that we're live. Oh, that's.
Oh no, that was me saying that we're doing something.
But it says we're live right now.
Here we go.
Okay. It's at a lag, so don't have the sound on. 'Cause it's really annoying.
I turned it off.
Okay, I got 1 minute. You ready? Scatman.
Oh, okay.
Go.
So, the story takes place with Phil, and he is this music teacher who's always been wanting just to craft, kind of think Philatides. He's always been wanting to make this legend of the musician, and he's just come across student after student, and he doesn't get a lot of funding, working at a community college, and he can't get this award of like teaching a true legend. And year after year, this competition shows up, this music competition. He's always second, 8th place. After a student leaves 2 weeks before this competition, he has to try to find a new musician. And here comes an alien falling from the sky that can only speak in scats. So Scatman.
That's it.
Oh fuck,
that's pretty good. I mean, you got there.
I got to like the inciting incident.
But I mean, enough to awake the imagination, you know? We can kind of figure out that it's going to be hard for him to make this work, but we also understand that he's going to make it work.
Yeah.
Or die trying.
Well, I honestly think because I have that down, that it makes sense that I go to that because that's all I have right now. And I'm trying to figure out how I want the story to, like, I know how I want it to end, but like the whole middle part of writing anything is just really hard for me. Like I want to write
What's
just
the
straight
ending?
to the ending is after Phil like aggressively tries to teach Scatman how to do proper music theory and just like be the best of the best. He can't connect with them, and Phil's like, you know what, fuck off, like I'm done with this. And so Scatman then goes up on stage in this tournament competition, and he performs Scatman, the and it blows the crowd away, and he ends up, I think how I have it, because so Scatman's an alien, which that's stated. I have it that his arch nemesis teacher Julian has illegally been training robots to to train his students, and that's why he always gets first place. But during this like Scatman kind of Napoleon Dynamite-esque scene of Scatman doing his thing, the robot kind of malfunctions and starts to blow up and blah blah blah. So Julian then gets disqualified for a student being a robot. So Scatman then takes the lead. He wins first place. But they need whatever the material of that trophy is. He needs that material to go home. I don't know what it's not,
I like that.
Gold.
That's cool.
But so Phil then has to say goodbye to the trophy, and in place of this trophy, that this wall that he's been waiting to put this trophy in, this like award room, he puts a photo of him and Scatman, and maybe
I mean, it could be gold because it has to be something that he couldn't get anywhere else easily except via trophy.
It'd be pretty funny if that wasn't the case and it was just like aluminum.
It's hollow. It's just gold plated. It's like,
I'm still because for me too, I need something for Scatman I need him to have an arc. Right now, Scatman falls through the sky and then he completes Phil's dreams, hopes and dreams. But Scatman is such an important character. I mean, he's the title of the thing that he needs to have some kind of like E.T. wants to go home story.
So Scatman's obviously a crowd pleaser. Does he just never put him in front of a crowd until the end?
So he does, and the midpoint is he tries an open mic just to get Scatman like ready for the crowd. And of course, I mean, I'm using a lot of sci-fi-esque elements, but like E.T. when he he freaks out. He freaks out on stage.
So he has
gets stage fright. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, could be the arc, you know.
So overcomes. But I do want it where he's like wanting to go home, but there's a reason why he came to Earth. So maybe it is where like he's trying to overcome like his stage fright.
All right, well, let's do the 30 seconds. Maybe we'll find out.
That was not.
No, I mean this was just us chatting, you know. That was the 10-minute version. All right. Chris, anything to add?
I love chatting.
Very good.
It's gonna be fun. Scatman. Never mind. I won't say it.
He's not just a homeless guy.
Yeah, he originally was going to be a mentally ill homeless guy, and that's why I had to make him an alien so I could actually do the project.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Okay,
and go.
So Phil, in pursuit of trying to win this music teaching award, comes across with an alien, and through trial and error, finds that this alien's great at scat music. So he puts him into this award, and Scatman ends up getting second place, but malfunctioning the competition, who ends up being a robot. And Scatman uses
All right.
Is the point of the exercise to say the entirety of the plot beforehand, like in 60 seconds? Or
yeah, it's like getting down to the bare bones of it,
like figuring out the cornerstones, the big beats.
So the lawyers had like some people took like 15 minutes to do their first thing, and so those kind of ones, it was really a struggle for them to get down to a minute.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, I think, for yours because you don't know what your character's thing is, like the arc. That the story is just the character's arc usually. I feel like, and you kind of don't. You're still working on that.
I can try a sentence.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like what you said about at the end, he's only. So the whole thing kind of hinges on him not performing earlier because he would be an instant hit. So whatever.
Exactly.
So you need to mention that the obstacle is. I mean, you do you. I don't want to tell you this is, but my instinct would be to like mention why he's not performing earlier or something.
Yeah, I think like. Yeah. I have to figure that out. I think because I have Phil being a dick. Like Phil is an absolute asshole, and he's become an asshole through this like obsession of this award, wanting to win this award, and it took away his like kind teacherness in the process. But Scatman with Phil, Scatman doesn't know this guy's an asshole because he's like meeting humans for the first time, so he just thinks that this is how humans like interact.
Well, Phil has a nice arc.
Phil is like solid.
He gives away the trophy at the end. That's very nice.
It's definitely. I mean, the story is about Phil, but like Scatman's like essentially E.T.
You didn't mention
you have a sentence. What's that again?
You just didn't mention that Phil was an ass. I feel like that really helps. This like disgruntled teacher finds his warmth again.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, Carissa.
Do you want to know Do you want to know my sentence for your thing?
Let me do the sentence, and I want to hear your sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like disgruntled. I'm gonna use that. A disgruntled teacher finds an alien to do his bidding to in his pursuit of trying to win a jazz competition award, and beat his arch nemesis Julian.
Okay.
Mine was less run on. It's jealous teacher uses alien prodigy to win through scat.
Okay. I like having scat at the end.
Yeah.
I like it really just turns the table.
But that's just like a headline. There's no like obstacle. I think you need an
full sentence obstacle.
I mean, it can be whatever you want, but like in a log line, you would want the obstacle in there. So that's the story.
Competition. That was it.
Yeah. Well, the obstacle I think would be his disgruntledness.
His jealousy.
His jealousy. I like they did a jealousy because when you told me at first, it was very much
That's
a jealousy
true.
story.
Maybe that's the word.
Yeah.
Jealousy, and just making that as the human element, because that was my Connor had the first read through and he was like, definitely hone in that Phil is an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, Phil an asshole, but I think the human element is jealousy to like make people at least connect with this asshole of like everyone can feel jealous, connect with an asshole. Is that why we laugh?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Wait, I just want to for 1 second, just make sure that
we have two. Who else is on?
I was on, but I took myself off. I know you're on.
Maybe it just does views.
I hope it's Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota. Okay, so your one word you think jealousy?
I think that
could
jealousy,
be good,
and that I think I can add that with, because I don't want.
You don't want scat.
Well, scat is definitely.
Scat is.
I only got this idea from that music video.
Scat is undeniable.
The Scat
it's going to be
music
there.
video. It's and it was a throwaway joke. I was gonna make this a skit, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I made an actual like short film, like full-fledged thing off of a stupid bit? And I like the idea that the climax is a stupid bit that no one's gonna like see coming.
Yeah,
it's just I can't wait. So jealousy, and I think that would be good to try to add that into Scatman's character of like, maybe that's what he's trying to, like, he's jealous of everybody else and his planet home world that he lives in or something, and just adding that as an element to.
Yeah, what if the alien is also trying to win some sort of competition? It turns out
he can't go home.
He came to Earth to win a competition or something.
That's good.
And that's the big twist. That
and
like
that's
really
he can't go back until
he wins the competition.
Until he has that
trophy.
In
the end, he thinks the trophy. He thinks he needs gold because that's what the alien said or whatever. But in the end, he just needed a trophy to go home.
Okay.
So it's not about the material. It's just literally a trophy.
I think I got.
The ship was fueled up and ready.
Yeah, we got something. Oh yeah.
The ship was always ready to go.
There's no ship.
There's no. He can teleport.
I have like him literally falling from the sky, just like,
and he just goes back up.
Launches.
He charges up. He gets faster and faster until he starts glowing.
That would be a way to end a movie. Like flying from the sky, flying into the sky, and it could be just the credits are just different shots of a different shooting star, like that Scatman
blasting through space.
Does everyone else on the planet also scat?
So it only just became an alien a week ago.
Oh. Okay.
Because originally he was this mentally ill homeless guy that just could only speak in scats, because I needed a reason for someone to only speak in scats, and that was the first one that came up.
So yes then.
So as of now, yeah, that's why he speaks in scats. I haven't and I want it to be kind of like, it doesn't have to be explained. Like, oh, it's an alien. Of course, they just speak like this. That's how they talk in their language. but it just so happens that their language is really good scat.
I think of poop.
Poop.
Me too.
Oh, scat.
Yeah, like scat man. I think of like a dude that.
I don't.
That's pooping.
I don't think of that.
Which just makes it better. Honestly, it just makes it a better.
Should I
title.
change?
No,
I shouldn't change
funnier.
that.
I think that makes it funnier.
Okay.
I think it makes it funnier.
Okay, that's good. Then I want it to be like,
Entendre.
yeah, like
Double entendre.
I want it to catch off guard.
Oh, that it will.
Yeah, I'm excited to. Yeah, I got more stuff to write about. Jealousy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? We were gonna say something. I think that was it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, my voice is getting pretty scratchy, and I'm
Yeah,
hungry. So we're close to an hour. The test has worked. 2 viewers, incredible.
And the camera,
And
yeah, the camera's doing
working.
its thing.
Anything else we want to hit before we
I think
wrap her up?
That was great.
Closing statement from Carissa.
I can't wait for unreliable jealousy.
Oh yes, unreliable jealousy coming to you next.
Also, the 2 words Carissa uses to describe her roommates: unreliable and jealous.
It's actually our nicknames. Oh, unreliable over here. Okay.
Added the game. All right. Well, thank you for listening to.
For watching.
You didn't, but
they
you
will.
might.
Yeah,
you might.
they will.
Yeah. Goodbye.
See ya.